Well, happy Friday, guys. Stocks are looking a bit interesting so far today. We're down across the board. The VIX is up, oil's up, as I'm sure a lot of you kind of know what's going on right now between Israel and Iran, which we'll cover that a bit here in this video. We'll talk about stocks, we'll cover oil, kind of what I'm doing right now as stocks are a bit rocky today. So, guys, cheers, take a sip of your coffee, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Check out my free email stock newsletter as well down below, and feel free to join the Patreon for my portfolio updates if you're interested. That is also linked down below. And now let's dive into it. So we're down across the board right now. The S&P's down 0.4%. The Dow's down almost 1%. Same with the Russell, as QQQ's down 0.4%. So we were actually down a lot more last night. I mean, you guys can see SPY hit 590 last night, and now we're at 601. So we have recovered a lot of the loss. But initially, when we got this news about what's going on with Israel, Iran, we'll cover it in a second. Initially, man, stocks got demolished. We were down like 2% at one point on the S&P at the worst last night, and QQQ was down probably more than that. I mean, it hit 522 last night. Now it's at 531 for reference, right? And it looks like when we hit 522, we were down about 2%. Yeah, so we got hit pretty aggressively there. And now QQQ is starting to rebound a bit on the intraday. We're starting to recover. But still, man, we're down across the board. The VIX is up almost 6%. Oil's up over 6%. Gold's up over 1.2%. Big move for the metal guys, which has been crushing it. You guys know gold with the tariffs, the trade war, the uncertainty. Gold's been on fire, man. We're at 3,500 an ounce pretty much right now. So let's go over this quickly, kind of what's going on geopolitically. And you guys know, I mean, I'm not some geopolitical expert by any means. I don't cover this stuff too much on the channel either, but if it's something this big that's, causing a big riff, if you will, across the stock market, raising uncertainty, it's definitely worth covering. So, Iran reels from Israeli strikes on nuclear sites and top officials. You guys see right here, that's the headline. If we come down here a little bit, that we can see, I mean, you guys know we had a big strike on Iran, right? That was last night. It occurred on one of their bases or something. Let's see here, guys. It looks like here the Middle East is tense as Israel's attacks sink hopes for de-escalation, right? So that is not good. We can see here, I'm pretty sure it was on like a hydrogen facility or something like, or not, nuclear rather, not hydrogen. What the heck am I saying? Iran reels from Israeli strikes on nuclear sites and top officials. Oh, that's the headline. Let's go over here where it actually starts talking about that. Let's come down here. So Iran was reeling on Friday from waves of Israeli strikes that decimated its military chain of command and targeted a key nuclear facility, as President Trump urged Tehran to strike a deal curbing its nuclear program or risk even more brutal attacks. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the assault as a last resort to prevent a nuclear-armed Iran, which Israel views as an existential threat, right? And the attacks, which the Israeli military said were continuing on Friday afternoon today, also killed several top Iranian officials and nuclear scientists and hit Tehran's long-range missile facilities and aerial defenses, right? So at this point, man, it's definitely the hopes for de-escalation, like we said earlier in this video. The Middle East is tense right now, and Israel's attacks sink hopes for de-escalation. This is an escalating move here, and this could be potentially the start of World War III. I don't think it is, personally. I hope not, at least. Who knows if it is or not. I'm not here to judge either way, or not judge, but I'm not here to predict either way, guys. Again, I'm not a geopolitical expert here. I hope it's not. But this is definitely a big move on Iran from Israel, and it's definitely going to cause some more back and forth, right? Obviously. And the prices of oil are going berserk. I mean, you guys can see oil prices surge and stock markets stumble after Israel attacks Iran. And this right here is a chart of Brent crude, which you guys can see. If I make my big old head a bit smaller there, we can see on this chart right here. This is the last, couple months. Brent crude was at 85 a barrel, give or take a little less actually back in January. Then it got all the way down to about 60, right? And now with this news, we're really going up back to 75 a barrel. You're seeing that right here. And again, this is after Israel's military strikes against Iran shook the global markets, and oil prices are surging. We said again, Brent hit $74 a barrel. It was oil's largest daily gain this year, which capped a choppy week of trading as investors anticipated a potential strike, right? You guys see that right here. And coming down a little bit, Iran is among the world's largest producers of oil, if you guys didn't know, and it sells almost all of what it produces to China, which consumes 15% of global supply, and sales by Iran's state oil company to China represent about 6% of Iran's entire economy and are equal to about half its entire government spending. So oil is obviously a big part of Iran's economy, right? It's a big deal. And Iran's exports have lagged in recent years as international sanctions have limited its ability to modernize its oil extraction and transportation technology. But Iran's shipments have begun to recover in the past year on strong demand from China, which would be forced to buy oil elsewhere if a broader conflict were to interrupt Iranian supplies. So this is causing a bit of a rift in the oil markets. Again, crude's up, 6% right now, whatever it is. If we go back over to the charts, and oil stocks, energy stocks are going crazy as well. XLE, which is an ETF I talk about a lot here. Well, not a lot, but I've mentioned it a good amount on the channel. It's an energy ETF. Last I checked, this was up a lot. Now it's down from where it was. But after the bell yesterday, guys, or overnight markets rather, it was at $92.50 a share. XLE was. Now it's at 87, so it has come down a bit from that point. But man, energy stocks popped like crazy yesterday after the bell. And now XLE is kind of pulling back a little bit, which honestly could open up an opportunity. Do your own research, not a financial advisor, but it could be a buy the dip opportunity potentially here on XLE. You're noticing how overall this ETF has been reversing, but then again, you could be like, oh, Stas, don't jump the gun. It's in this downtrending channel still, which, I could see that now that I'm drawing it out on the 4-hour chart. Kind of, I can see it, but overall, man, there could be more upside here. And this dip, if we come down to the low mid 80s again on XLE, I might have to buy the dip. For a move back towards the mid high 80s, maybe low 90s again. So I like XLE here on the dip, as oil is starting to spike, the price of oil. And let's see what else is moving, guys, stocks-wise. I mean, we don't have much. Obviously, the indexes are down. We have stocks like Adobe down 5%, which I think they reported earnings yesterday. So let me see quickly what this company did. I don't think I didn't cover them yesterday. So Adobe reported earnings per share adjusted of $5.06, which beat the $4.96 expected, and sales $5.87 billion also beat the $5.79 billion expected. So double beat for Adobe. And looks like they see Q3 revenue range of $5.88 to $5.93 billion. Not bad. Let's see. That's for revenue. They see Q3 adjusted EPS of $5.15 to $5.20 versus $5.10. So honestly, man, I don't know why the stock's down. It must be because of the broad markets, or partly because of that, because I don't understand. They raised their guidance, they beat EPS, beat revenue last quarter, and the stock's down 5%. I mean, it's not like the stock market as a whole is down 3 to 4% or 2%. It's not that bad of a red day. And Adobe, after good numbers, good guidance, is down this much. It's like, I don't know, man. Why? Why is that the case? So the chart looks pretty bad. I'll be honest, man. We're dumping back under the 180 SMA. Not loving that on the 4-hour chart. We consolidated for a couple of weeks, pretty much a month. But clearly now we're starting to break to the downside. Not ideal. But that's what we're doing on Adobe right now. That's what we're looking like. And some other stocks moving, down. We have AMD moving down today. Nvidia's down 1.4%. Looks like Chinese stock Alibaba 2.5%. What's in the green? Is there any green out there, guys? Yeah, we have some green, but in some, not the best names per se. Groupon, not to crap on the company, but it's freaking Groupon, guys. Come on. But it's up 5.3% today. GameStop, it's not looking too pretty for GameStop, but it's up on the day 3.2%. And this company, man, holy smokes. The stock, rather, was at $37 about 2 weeks ago. Now we're at $22. The company reported earnings, I think, earlier this week, and man, it's collapsing. I forgot to even look at their numbers. GameStop reported adjusted EPS of 17 cents, which beat the 4 cents expected on sales of $732 million versus $754 million. So missed revenue, beat EPS, and I'm not seeing much of anything else. But we got some hype last quarter about them buying Bitcoin. Looks like that's fizzling out a little bit here. We'll see how that goes over time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my second channel, Stas Talks Money. We're doing personal finance reaction videos on there, and we're doing a giveaway at 1,000 subs. Check it out. Link down below. It's a cash giveaway. Make sure you guys go subscribe and check out the Patreon for my portfolio updates to see how I'm building my portfolio, what stocks I'm buying, how I'm beating the market, and I'm investing thousands of dollars a month. That is linked down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.